Well, hello there, beautiful soul, and welcome to this video. Today I want to talk to you about a mindset that kept me stuck in both my art and creative business for many years. Have you ever felt at war with yourself? Like one part of you really wanted to get after that success. You wanted to put yourself out there, take bold, inspired action, and make your dreams a reality. And maybe there was another part of you that had that little voice that said, who do you think you are? So-and-so is gonna judge you, your mom, your college professor, just stay in your lane. You know, you don't wanna be perceived as greedy or evil or stuck up or whatever it is. Well, I definitely had this happen. And in fact, I dealt with it for many years. And so I wanna go back because I actually got to trace the root of that voice and I was able to identify where it came from. If you don't know my story, I spent most of my first year of college couch surfing. I lived in people's basements and I was really struggling financially. I always kept the faith and I kept showing up and I did the best I could with what I had available, but it was really challenging. So the second year of college, I was so excited because I actually had an opportunity to live in my own home. I finally saved up enough from my student loan money to rent a small room in a blue house, which actually was an amazing experience. Anyway, but when I first moved in, all I had was a mattress, a little desk, and I didn't even have an air conditioner. I remember walking into my first painting class. It was intro to painting, completely covered in sweat. I was drenched from walking up the hill in our college town with my portfolio and all my supplies. I was so excited. I was disgusting. My hair was like matted to my forehead. And at the time I had bangs, side note, but I was so excited. I had butterflies, I was nervous, I was excited. I was like, yes, I finally get to do what I love. I finally got through all the intro classes and it was time to focus on my focus, which is painting. Well, it was just as magical as you might expect. We went through slides of some of my favorite artists. I got to see artists I've never heard of before and learn about their journeys and their stories. And we also saw examples of old student work and we, had the picture of what the semester is gonna look like. It was all so amazing. But then as, the semester went on and as I started to pursue painting, of course, I fell in love with it more and more each day. But what started happening was the dialogue in academia was starting to affect me. When I went to school, it was around 2007, 2008, and the economic crisis was rampant in the US. There was the Occupy Wall Street movement, all these banks were failing, and it was a really scary time, especially for an art student who was already struggling. I mean, how much worse could it possibly get, right? Well, as I was pursuing my dream, I wanted to be successful, I wanted to believe, I wanted to have the ambition, and at the same time, there was all these conversations happening on the side about how bankers are evil and business people are evil and screw the 1%. And of course, there are tons of examples of horrible money mismanagement, greed, and corruption in the banking sector, but that's not what this video is about today. This video is about the fact that as a budding artist, you hear all these mixed messages of it's evil to make money, it's evil to be successful, but at the same time, there are no other options for how to sustain or support yourself other than to go and put yourself out there. Now, I know these conversations were about very different issues than a small business or a creative entrepreneur trying to make a living off their art. But at the same time, they still got into my subconscious brain and they created a lot of anxiety for me. Every time I wanted to put myself out there and make some money, I instantly felt guilty because I felt greedy, I felt like I was doing something wrong, and I felt like if I wanted financial success, that meant that my art career was going to suffer in some way. And so over the years, through coaching, through healing, through identifying these harmful beliefs and mixed messages within me, I was able to identify and realize that when money, resources, opportunities are in the hands of good people who can create change, who can be generous with them and pass them on to others, that's a very good thing for all of society. And that's exactly how we actually start restructuring some of the ways that big businesses work, right? If we have a little bit more resources, we have a little bit more leverage. So I wanted to share this story with you because as I'm reflecting on my 7th year of being self-employed, I realized that was a huge thing holding me back. This alignment where a part of me wanted to be successful and the other part of me was really feeling guilty and shame around that success, that just creates this kind of stuck state where I'm going nowhere, I'm just treading water, I'm spinning in circles, right? So if you're someone who's going through that right now, where part of you knows you're meant for great things, you want to be in the spotlight, you want to share your work with the world, and you want to create opportunities both for your family and for others, but then another part of you is keeping you stuck by saying that's wrong, that's evil, you might not come through as this obvious voice that says money is the root of all evil or rich people are greedy. That's not usually how our limited beliefs come through. They're usually just sneaky little phrases and things that we heard that tell us to stop, tell us to back down, to shrink ourselves, to hide, instead of chasing after our dreams. So I encourage you to reflect on if there's any beliefs that you have around selling or starting your own business or sharing your art with the world or your writing or whatever it is that you do. And just pay attention this week if there's any voices that come through when you start dreaming big, when you start fantasizing about those dream opportunities. If there are those voices, then just journal on them and realize that they came from a source. Your thoughts are not always yours. Sometimes they're just things you picked up along the way, and it's okay to start releasing them and making friends with them. Acknowledge that they're there for a reason. Usually they're there to protect us, and maybe writing a new belief. I hope this was helpful, and I'm so proud of you, and I know that you're meant for greatness. If you're interested in working with me, I am going to be enrolling a small handful of incredible clients into my Unlimited Creator Academy, so make sure to join the waitlist and sign up below, and I look forward to working with you inside this life-changing program. I'll see you inside, and I'll see you on the next video.